The Good News Bible, the Contemporary English Version Bible are Bibles that are concerned with clarity. And then there's ones that come what they call optimal Bibles. Optimal Bibles are Bibles that take the accuracy on one end and the clarity on the other end and try to bring it into the middle so you can have both. The NIV is a version of that Bible. The CSB is a version of that Bible that tries to put them into those things. Why are you saying that? One, because I'm passing my test I learned by saying out loud. Two, because I want to read two versions today. One that I'm going to read that's word for word, and one that I'm going to read thought for thought. Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. As we enter our season of Thanksgiving, I want to be able to help us as we do this idea. And so Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7, when you find it, I pray that you would rest on your feet and do that. If you do not have a translation with you, I believe Cynthia will get it on the screen for you. But Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7, reading out of a formal equivalence Bible, the English Standard Version, will read as such. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Now that is in a formal equivalent Bible. Let me do this today in functional. And as I do that, let me do New Living Translation. And New Living Translation says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need, and then thank Him for what He's already done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. And His peace will guard your hearts and your minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Look at a neighbor in front or behind you right fast and say, good morning.
Good morning.
Pray for the preacher. Preacher's going to talk about watch your weight. You may be seated in the presence of God. Look how y'all are giggling. Y'all already know my introduction, don't you? I went to see Dr. Zebo 4 weeks ago. As I went to go... Amen, that loud, that quick. Boy, that's a wife for you. I went to see Dr. Zebo a couple of weeks ago, and as I went in, and as you can tell by the Amen corner, that must mean it's been a while since I've decided to go see Dr. Zebo. I haven't gone to see her because when you know you're wrong, you tend to stay away from people who are going to tell you the truth. But pain has a way of making you do what you don't want to do. And someday, in still thinking I'm young, I had a pain, a pop in my right knee that I figured I could shake off, take Tylenol and ibuprofen, and I would be fine. But as I've been discovering lately, every night I am awakened by a pain that is become an alarm clock at the same time that feels like someone is taking a screwdriver and twisting my knee for about an hour just to say hello. As I decided, well, I guess I might need to check this out, and I went to Dr. Zebo. Dr. Zebo says, well, we'll get an MRI to look at it. You may have torn some things. But in the process of talking about that, she said, you do know that you are 49 pushing 50, and you're starting to get to the time of life to where you need to start being more concerned about your health. Knowing I was wrong, trying to get her to concentrate on the good stuff, I was like, well, my blood pressure is better than it's ever been before. She said, yes, it is. She says, I want to thank you for that, but your weight is higher than it's ever been. I said, Dr. Zebo, I'm tall. I can carry it well. She says, Yeah, but you're 49 going on 50, and it's going to get worse and worse. And you might discover that even though there might be some things torn in your knee, it could be your knee is carrying extra weight than it used to carry. As we began to look at the chart, we looked at the chart and began to realize that weight had gone back up. You know, at this church, I've yo-yoed from here and there, and she knows me well enough to know that if weight's gone back up, you have decided to engage in activities, food, Coca-Cola, that you're not supposed to be drinking. And literally, you are drinking. And then she does the thing where she takes a big thing of sugar, pours it off into a glass, and hands it to me and says, since you love it so much, drink it in front of me. I'm not drinking that, that's nasty. Yet every time you drink your Coca-Cola, that's what you're putting in your body every day. Your bread that you love to eat so much begins to materialize into sugar, and it is causing your weight to go up. And so yes, we can work on your knee, we can fix your knee, but if you'd like to be able to fix some things, maybe you ought to start right now by watching your weight. As I walked away from her, listening to what she said, God began to speak to me, and believe it or not, I'm headed to my seat when I tell you that the Lord said it's not just your physical weight you need to watch. But to be honest, Owens, it's your spiritual weight you need to watch, because half of the things you do with your food are symptoms of what you're going through in your life. What I mean by that is, I know y'all just eat because y'all eat, but really when I eat, and especially when I'm starting to eat bad, it is a symptom that I'm going through some stress. Now, I don't know what y'all reach for when you're going through stress in your life. Some people in here might be some ice cream folks. Some people in here might be some extra coffee people. Some people might be here, might be some late night cravings. But all of us have that go-to comfort food that when we're stressed out, we began to engage in, and what we're doing is trying to make ourselves feel better about something we're going through, when the problem is food can't fix your problem. I wish I had a witness off in here. It can make you temporarily feel better and maybe numb you, but when you get done eating what you're eating and drinking what you're drinking, the problem is still going to be there, because food cannot fix your problem. Drink cannot fix your problem. Alcohol cannot fix your problem. A pill can't help you sleep away your problem. When you wake up, you still got to deal with your problem. And now I'm bigger, fatter, with cholesterol issues because I tried to find something to take away the pain that I was going through. And I figured if I'm going to have to deal with the truth I have to go through, I figured I'd stand in this pulpit and see if there's a couple other people who can admit that there's some truths you have to deal with. When you look at your spiritual weight, how you put on some extra pounds carrying some things that God never intended for you to carry. Are you bigger and fatter in your spiritual weight because you're carrying burdens that God never intended for you to carry? Are you carrying things on your back that God never intended? Today, some folk need to watch their words. I figured I'd talk to me while I talk to you, because if I'm going to be convicted, somebody going with me today. If I ain't taking this all by myself, if I'm going to have to tell the truth today that I'm a big fat boy that like to eat wrong stuff because I've been going through stress here, stress at my job, stress at school, trying to help a wife going through things, and I've done this late night thing, especially when she goes to sleep and she can't see, that I'll sneak my stuff in. I'm bigger and fatter because I'm carrying extra weight. And while all of you look great on the outside, while all of you are the most beautiful people that I've ever seen, yeah, can I tell y'all, y'all look good. Y'all carry it well. But the truth is that if I got every one of us behind closed doors and you do the real thing, that the face I show you and the smile I give you ain't really how I actually feel. On the inside, I'm struggling trying to make it. I got some weight issues. Today, I want to give myself diet, how to watch my weight. Let me see if I can help y'all. Help me, help us watch our weight. The Bible says that one of the things you put on you that's causing all this extra weight in your life is worry. I wish I had a witness. That you have decided to play God in your life, and all the problems, all of the burdens, all of the bills, you have decided to take up on your shoulders, and now it's hard to stand straight when you got burdens on your back. I wish I had a witness in here. It's hard to be able to run a long time when you've got extra weight that's causing you not to run like you used to be able to run. Now, yes, a lot of us can carry some weight short term, but if you carry too much weight too long, eventually it breaks down your body. You heard me say, and it's truthful, that I may be having some knee issues. A, because I thought I was young, trying to run with young boys. I ain't young no more. B, I'm carrying too much weight. You need to get it off. The reality is some of us in here have been trying to carry things too long, and it's hard to explain to people who either have not been through it or don't know what you're talking about. But when you carry weight too long, you can break. I wish I had a witness off in here. You can snap. That the weight that was on you, all of a sudden you break, and everybody else looks at you like, I thought you were strong. I was, but I don't need I was that strong to carry all the weight of the world, because there are some things God never intended for me to carry by myself. I wish I had a witness in here. The Bible tells us, cast your care on him. Why? Because he cares for you. There were some things God never intended for you to carry all by yourself. Yet we are strong Supermen and Wonder Woman, Batman and Batgirls off in here that have strapped ourselves with the utility belts of life and said, I'm going to make it. I'm going to push through. I'm going to do what I got to do. We're going to make it do what it do, and we're going to get through. And then one day, you have to explain why you snapped off at your wife, why you were short with your children, why you were upset just to be here, and everybody else don't know why you so tense. It's because when you got too much weight on you, you don't know how to be able to make it. And so one of the first things you have to take out of your weight is you have to take off the weight of worry. By your worrying, how do you fix anything? By your worrying, how do you make anything better? In fact, all you do is make your blood pressure go higher. All you do is raise your stress level. All y'all are doing is giving away your hair products to try to make your beautiful black hair that's now turned gray back black because you're worrying about things. Some of us now have ulcers on the inside because you go to bed with it and you wake up with it. Some of you need pills to go to sleep, and you need pills to wake yourself up in the morning because you're carrying too much weight. Amen, Pastor. Sometimes you got to remove the weight of your life. The first weight you need to remove off your life is the weight of worry. How much better would your life be if y'all could take a couple things off right now? Y'all ain't in here. How much better would your life be if that thing that you've been bothering with, worrying with, and struggling with for the past month, you can be done with it? Now, we live in a world where I hate to tell you, but if one of your worries has been a bill, unless the Lord has decided to bless you with either grace or a benefactor, if you had the bill last week, you're probably going to have the bill next week. But the good news is, if you understand who your God is, I wish I had a church here, then you understand that God's already promised for folk who love him and do right by him, my God shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory through Christ Jesus our Lord. If you understand who your God is, I was young, but now I'm old. I need Bible folk in here. But I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. If you know who your God is, your God will make make a way. And what you can't do by yourself, you'll start looking in the mirror and say, with God, all things are possible. When I can't do nothing, but through God, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And what happens is the worry of you trying to fix everything begins to change, because you understand I ain't got to do it if God does it. Here's the transfer and I'm done. I know some of y'all just need something to do. Y'all just can't. Y'all ain't gonna be still. You just got to do something. You got to put your hands on something. You got to fix something. You ain't gonna be still. So for all of us who can't be still, this is what God says. Since you can't be still because you got to touch it, you got to fix it, you got to handle it, I got to deal with it. God says deal with it like this. Don't worry about nothing, but pray about everything. Y'all ain't with me. So the same energy that you take in worrying, transfer that energy and put in praying. Come here. Yes, sir. As Dr. Zebo talked to me, we went over my chart and former failed plans of action. One of the former failed plans of action was she knew how much time I spent at the church. And so one of the former plans, which I was doing, was, well then, Owens, when you are at the church, why don't you go walk around the church parking lot? Don't you like to talk to yourself? Yes. Don't you work out sermons? Yes. Then go outside and walk around and get you some exercise in. She laughed and said politely, she said, I'm not mad at you, I think you're getting exercise, but since you're married, I think you're getting the wrong kind of exercise. You ain't walking like you used to. I'm grateful for happy weight, and I'm grateful for married weight, but if you like to be married for a while, and then she hit me with it. It was the best guilt trip she's done so far. And if you actually love God and claim to love your wife, you shouldn't want your wife to suffer for your ignorance. As I cussed Dr. Zebo in my mind, conviction set in my heart to begin to realize that all she was saying is that you need to have right activity. Right activity means is that you can't expect this weight to drop off by itself. There's some things you need to do to be able to do it. Listen, if you want your weight of worry to be able to drop off, it ain't gonna fall off magically. This ain't going to be some pill where all of a sudden I say step in this line, and if you step in this line, all your worry is going to be gone. It is not going to be that I can promise you that in the next 7 days there's going to be a check in the mail that's going to be able to fix all of your problems. That's not what's going to happen. But what the text teaches us is that if you want to take care of your worrying, then the same energy that you spend keeping yourself up all night trying to fix things and solve things and handle things, why don't you learn how to get on your knees and have a talk with the Lord? That same energy that you use to obsess about everything and worry everybody around you to where nobody wants to even be around you when you're in this mood. Now stop talking to everybody else and have a talk with God. Do you know that He is on the main line and you can tell Him what you want? There's a God who is always there. His line is never busy. I wish I had a witness in here that could testify right fast. I know you're right, Pastor, because I've called Him in some weird times. I've called Him in some off-peak hours. But every time I've called Him, the Lord was already there. Some days I was talking about the same stuff that I was talking about 6 hours ago, but He still was there to listen to me. There were some days that I was just complaining about what I was going through, and I had to talk to Him, because if I told anybody else, they thought I would be crazy. But the Lord listened to me. I love the Lord. He heard my cry, and He pitied every long as I live. I wish I felt as good as I want to, because if I did, I tell you, y'all just need to go talk with the Lord. And can I tell y'all, y'all ain't got to wait till you get to church to talk to Him. You only got to wait till altar call to be able to talk to him. You can talk to him at your house. You can talk to him in your car. You can talk to him at the bathroom in your job. But wherever you need him and you feel trouble on your doorstep, ever talk with the Lord. The same energy that you use to worry, God says, pray. Oh, I need some of y'all to hear me. If you took the same energy worrying and praying, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. And then just in case you don't know how to pray, the text says this is how you pray. Tell God what you need. Ladies and gentlemen, since you've been carrying your burdens so much that you can rehearse and repeat everything that is wrong with you over the past 13 months. Since you've nursed it like a baby and you've given your worry this weight that you're carrying, God says, quit talking to everybody else and talk to me. And tell God what you need. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why y'all tell God what you need is because God is the only one who can actually do anything about what you need. No, I'm not mad. Thank God for prayer partners. Thank God for people who will be there with you. Thank God for people who will come alongside you and prop you up when you can't prop yourself up. I want to be a witness that I thank God for the people who prayed for me when I could not pray for myself. But I want to tell you, don't make the mistake of telling all your problems to people and then forgetting to tell God, because one day you may talk to people and discover they got their own problems. I wish I had a witness in here. Thank God for Sister So-and-so, or Mama So-and-so, who's always been there for you. But one day she might be sick herself. One day she might be having to handle her children herself because she's human and she can only do so much. But there's a God who's got all power. Go and have a talk with him and tell him what you need. I'm done when I tell you, I ain't ashamed when I'm talking to somebody who I know got it and who I know loves me to tell him I need something. I'll try one more time. I said I ain't ashamed when I'm talking to somebody who I know got it and I know they love me. I ain't got no problem telling them what I need. I'll try one more time. I ain't ashamed to talk to somebody that I know loves me and that I know got it. That when I'm in trouble, ain't no sense in beating around the bush. I need to tell you I need something. Lord, if we got a relationship, we ain't falling out because I need something. We ain't falling out because of